What is employer's liability and why is it part of a workers' compensation policy? We're going to explain all of that right now. Hi, Ryan Hanley here, founder and president of Rogue Risk, where we do insurance differently, specifically by giving you knowledge and information to make the right insurance decision. Now, when it comes to employer's liability insurance, this is actually part 2 of a workers' compensation insurance policy. So why would you need employer's liability? This is going to be the part of a workers' compensation policy that responds in the event that the state statutory benefits that normally come with the commonly associated, employee gets injured, gets benefits from workers' comp. If that part of the workers' compensation policy doesn't respond, then the employer's liability policy portion of the policy will respond. So this is part 2. What this really covers is third-party actions, meaning let's say your employee gets injured and doesn't sue you directly. They sue a third party that maybe then comes back after you. That would be a third-party action. And in this case, if all the appropriate measures were met, the employer's liability would respond. This could also be from things called loss of consortium, dual capacity suit, and the other, those ones are kind of nuanced and have a lot to do with spouses or with partners or significant others, family members. And the last one is consequential bodily injury. And this is outside of third-party action, the second most commonly used portion of an employer's liability policy. And that is when a spouse has health-related injuries that are associated with your employee getting injured on the job. And the most common version of this claim that you see is actually anxiety or blood pressure related. An employee gets injured, something happens, and now the spouse having to deal with it, the emotions of having an injured spouse, so that the spouse of your employee's blood pressure goes flying through the roof. Maybe they have tremendous anxiety. They have to go on some sort of medication or therapy or whatever. These are the types of, if that claim is then brought against your business, that would be, again, if it meets all the appropriate triggers in the policy, that's where the employer's liability portion of your workers' compensation policy is going to respond. Again, this is not even close to the most commonly used portion of a workers' compensation policy, but it is there. It is important to understand that you have these benefits. And if an employee or a third party or a spouse of employee brings a claim like this against your business, having employer's liability is incredibly important. Now, the good news is employer's liability comes as a default coverage on 99+% of workers' compensation policies, but that is the liability limit that you have. And a lot of people don't max that liability limit out. They take the absolute bare minimum, which would be kind of $100,000 per occurrence, $500,000 aggregate, and maybe $100,000 again for something that's property damage related. In this case, you want to max those out. It often has an incredibly negligible impact on your overall premiums. So having those bumped up at least to the $500,000 across the board level is something that I would recommend, if not higher. Again, talk to your insurance professional. If we're your insurance professional, or if you would like us to be your insurance professional, then we'd be happy to walk you through all these things. If you would like to work with us, I'm going to give you a couple ways to do that. Below this video, there are 2 links, either in a button or an actual link if you're watching this on YouTube. One is that you can go get a quote yourself. You can go in, you can get a quote. If you like that quote, you can purchase it right online if you're kind of a DIY type of person. And then once you purchase that policy, someone from our team, your dedicated account manager, licensed professional, is going to reach out, talk to you about your needs, make sure you have the right policies, make sure your overall account is taken care of. If you would prefer to just work with an agent directly right from the get-go, we also have that, a link below where you can start that process. Or you can just give us a call on the phone, 518-960-6600, press 1 for sales. Otherwise, you're going to be talking to our service team. We are a national company. We have employees spread out through the entire United States, licensed professionals that are waiting to work for you. Or if you just like to start by email, gorogue@roguerisk.com is another way. Whichever way you choose, we look forward to working with you.